welcome to the Under-18 Curling Championships from the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon. I'm Bruce Cordy, joined with Daryl McKee to give you all the coverage of this good game that's coming out between Yukon and Manitoba 2. So
yeah.
Daryl, it looks like this will be Yukon's first game of the tournament, where Manitoba 2 has already played one.
Yeah, we're on actually day one of the championship. It was actually supposed to be day two, but with some of the flight delays and storms out of the east we've had some delays, so we pushed everything back a day. And yeah, this will be Yukon's first game, so maybe a little bit of an advantage for Manitoba. Haven't played once, but they both had practice yesterday, and so it shouldn't be too much difference.
It'll be interesting to see if any of the strategy is dictated by the fact that Manitoba has played a game already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It looks like Yukon ended up with Hammer and the draw-off, so they'll have a little bit of a help out of the gate, so that should help them out to get their feet under them out of the gate.
Okay, first rock of the end here.
T. Back 4. T back 4. Back 8. Okay, well. Back 4.
Ice has been pretty quick, Daryl, hasn't it? It's been a pretty nice surface.
Yeah, I think they're getting, I know some teams are reporting some 17 seconds out there, hog to hog, so that's very fast. I'd say the norm is probably 15 and a half to 16, but there certainly can be some paths that get worn with some sweeping of these young sweepers are pretty good. They can beat down a path pretty good, and so you get some fast spots sometimes. But yeah, it's been great, and you know, we're getting mostly 6 feet of curl on draws or very close to it. So yeah, it's been terrific. I think we're hearing nothing but good things from the players so far, so that's good.
Tight, yep.
Okay, looks like Yukon is going to go right after it here. They've called a corner guard.
It's there.
We'll see if the weight is indicative of that, but that's very interesting that they're willing to start mixing it up right away.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to play pretty aggressive out of the gate. So, I mean, it helped Manitoba's first rock went back 8 foot, so that probably dictated that a little bit. But
so the format is 8 end games, and this is Pool A of the men's division. We've got 3 pools of 7 teams. So each team will have a 6-game round robin.
Room. Curl. Tight.
looks like Manitoba's going to try and take the play into the rings a little bit. They're trying to choke off that corner guard by throwing a tight corner guard beside it, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Probably advantage Yukon right now.
Back onto that. I do. Let it roll, fine.
We definitely have some rocks in play already, and it looks like it's going to be a really interesting first end here.
Tight, yep! Hard up! Hard. Clean, full, clean.
Roman Snyder, the lead here, is trying to come down to that back one now. Looks like he's going to remove it. So.
Great shot.
Well, there's a lot of action, Daryl. That's rock rolled quite a ways with the little bit of weight it had. So lots of lively houses here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, the ice is fast. The rocks are sharp. So I think you're going to see lots of good play. Lots of finesse play. So far, we've seen lots of rocks in play by these young teams. So it's fun to watch.
Normal.
Definitely a change in thinking by the younger teams now. They're not scared to have rocks in play like probably we used to be when we were younger in the old rules, but definitely there's been an evolution in the game, I think, and you're seeing it in these young teams too.
Same thing.
Okay, we've got to roll around by that corner again, so we're playing to the side of the house again. We'll see how this one shakes out.
No, that's fine. No. Same shot.
Yeah, Nico Fechtel the second. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry for that family out there if I'm not, but he's trying to come down around that corner now. Looks like he's a little heavy right now, and they're trying to get it to curl to hit the back one, but it doesn't look like that's going to quite get it to curl enough.
Just stayed out there.
Yeah, I think with the first game out here, just learning the ice, it's a learning curve because the ice feels different at every surface every time you play at a different rink. And I think with the speed of the draw weight, it's going to be very easy to overthrow rocks out here.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to be aware of that. And I think the sweeping is pretty effective out here from what I'm seeing too. So the more they can throw to the sweepers, I think the more advantage they have. These young sweepers can sweep pretty good and carry rocks a long way. And it seems like the surface we have out here right now is very conducive to being able to manage rocks very well with the sweep. So I think the teams that learn that and pick that up quickly are going to be the ones that certainly do well here.
59.
Okay, a little rub on the guard there. So Manitoba is lying 2 at the moment.
Yep. Yes, sir.
You just feel the vibe out there. There's lots of energy both with the players and the crowd. So it's a great place to be.
Yeah, we've had great crowds out here. We've probably got 60 or 70 people outside on the ice and another 60 upstairs or 70 and 60 or 70 downstairs. So we got a pretty full building here. There's lots of action, a lot of family and friends out watching these teams and cheering them on. So it's been a fun first day. I think it's going to be a fun week.
Just a slight over curl on that shot. They just missed a double, but that Red Rock's in a good position. It's definitely, there's no roll in on this one. He's got to roll to the other side of the house.
Curl.
This one looks like it's out there too.
It is. They're trying to get it to curl, but probably a little overthrow on Ryland's part.
Yeah, drawing behind there.
So does it seem it's the kind of ice where if you're a little bit heavy on your shot, it takes a totally different path?
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, there's enough curl out here right now, so certainly throwing the right weight makes a big difference. If you're throwing, called for bumper weight and you throw control hit, you're certainly going to get a different result. So you're certainly going to miss it wide if you do that. So weight control is going to be a big factor in here for sure, especially on those soft hits.
Okay, careful. It's coming down now.
Wow, getting some good finish on this rock.
Take it up. Yeah, take it up, Nico, all the way. Just curls on that edge, eh? Hard up, Nico.
Yeah, that rock's totally buried behind the rock in the top 12, so we've got some great finish out here.
Yeah, it looks like Red's just sitting 2 right now. I think the top one's beating that back one, it looks like, from our view. So.
Okay, Manitoba's decided to join them to the back there and try to choke off the house a little bit.
Line's good. Okay. Always curl. Always curl. Where?
This one's coming in here good.
Yeah, that got in there enough to outcount those other 2 Reds. So it's going to be tough now to score those 2 Reds right now. So we'll see how this transpires.
Yeah.
Does seem like the Rocks have a lot of carry. I think it's going to be, key is going to be the sweepers judging these rocks properly, because it's going to be very easy to oversweep one.
Yeah.
Take it a foot more than what you think it's supposed to be.
Yeah, for sure. Nolan Floyd III now is going to try and come around this whole mess at the front of the house and see if he can try and generate a 2, start generating that deuce again.
Just barely.
A perfect line coming in here.
No, you're good. Good throw. Oh, that has some speed on it. Nice shot, Nolan. Where'd that
Yeah,
speed
that
come
really
from?
slid again too. It's definitely fast out there right now.
Like you.
Once again, that one's over buried, so there's lots of room in here to get another yellow rock. Lots of action, first end already. None of these teams are thinking they're just going to peel away here. It looks like they're ready to go.
Yeah, they certainly are. Let's see if Logan's got a feel. He had the fortune of throwing a couple in the draw, so he's probably going to be close to having his button weight here. So we'll see if it's sped up or not since the draw off, but should be close, I would suggest.
Line's good. Hair firm. Okay, whoa.
Okay, this one mentioning they thought they were hair firm. We'll see where the break point is coming here. It's definitely got a different path than the last red rock.
Yeah, and the sweepers are backing off. So. And he is a little heavy, so he's going to leave red sitting one.
You can just pop one on top here. Yeah, I like it. What do you want, Bryce?
Yeah, with the speed out here, I think that's going to be most of the misses we're seeing is just a slight little bit being too quick.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they'll pick it up and figure it out as we go. But right now, they're certainly, the tendency has been heavy for sure, as you can see by the gaggle of 5 rocks at the back of the house right now.
Yeah, I'd want half in the 8-foot, half rock revealed. I want him to try and throw that run. What do you guys like for weight? I was thinking 410. That's what Nolan was saying. Guard's not the worst, but I love it. House.
So right now they're just, Skip's just discussing the weight he wants to throw with the sweepers and trying to decide on the interval time they're looking for. So you're hearing that 410 number from him. That's the interval from back line to hog line.
Line's perfect.
That they're expecting to throw.
Seams up. Seams up.
This one's out there too. Could be a little heavy, they're indicating.
Nothing then. Top house. Nothing.
That one was 14.5 hog to hog. And that's going to be back 4 foot.
Okay.
Back 4, but it's at least he's in there sitting 2. It's going to give Manitoba a chance to freeze in there and get out of the end.
Perfectly fine.
A lot of pressure already on this shot. He's going to have to get one locked in there, otherwise it could be a chance for a 3-ender.
Last one was a 14-6, so I think even a 16 gets there with a sweep.
You see Logan Zacharias, the skip, has got a traditional Manitoba sliding broom. Interesting if he is trying to copy somebody of one of his heroes, or if that's been handed down to him from some relative from the past. I'm not sure, but definitely a traditional Manitoba sliding broom.
Line's good.
Definitely less.
Okay, he's indicating he's throwing less. He's thinking 16 hog to hog will even get there.
Still all there.
Here.
This line looks a bit better than his last one.
Whoa. Yep.
Make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Curl,
15.9.
curl.
That's a lot better weight coming in here.
Hard.
No bounce, no bounce, no bounce.
What a beauty. Fully buried.
Oh, you're good, you're good.
Although, yeah,
Would you like to
and
tap this
it's
out
going to be
maybe?
tough
Or
to
do you want to just sit? We can
get it either way, either coming around and tapping it. Probably just there, maybe. For 2, maybe 3.
I mean, last you curled
But he's going to have to be fairly tight to the guard. But this ice is conducive to this. It will finish, so if he throws the right weight and hits the line, he's certainly got a chance for 2 or 3 here, I think. But the ice he's taking, though, looks like maybe he's just drawing for him.
Small tap. It's basically 95, same as last. First tap in.
So a great shot from Logan. Had a lot of pressure on him there with
Guys like that ice
in
stick
lane
tighter.
2, but he's put it in a decent spot now. It's going to be flip the pressure back on to Aaron here to see what he can do
Just
with
a
his
little,
last
that's
rock.
good. I think that's close. 90, 95. That's what I'm thinking.
Line's great, how's weight?
Line's close. Careful. Hair wide, if anything. Whoa.
Take a look.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That one's definitely out
Take
there
a
a
look.
bit, Daryl. Eh?
Curl.
It is. If it's
Curl.
Yes,
it's
yes,
heavy
yes,
at
yes.
all, it's you're gonna have to get it moving.
Curl, all curl. Whole curl, whole curl.
He's trying to get in there. Does he have enough weight? Okay, that's still a great shot to count one. It was very tricky. Any extra weight, it'd be easy to just not touch that rock and give up a steal. So
Yeah, it was a well managed rock. He aired on the right side, so not heavy, and got his point instead of, he could have been aggressive and tried to go for 3, but sometimes that doesn't pay off.
well, this is their first game too, so you don't know all the tendencies, and I think there's a lot of well-made shots already.
Yeah, should be a fun game.
Here's a great view from the other end of the house, showing the Nutana Curling Club.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You can throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
The Canadian Curling Trials. The thing we cried for, fought for, thrown 1,000 rocks for. The podium, just out of reach. But we can almost taste the gold medals in our teeth. Defiant, we take down giants with nothing but the stones in our hands. And in the stands, they wait and see who among us will earn the right to wear the maple leaf.
All right, we have the second end from the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon, the Under-18 Curling Championships.
Again, right now looks like we might have a repeat from the last end. This time Yukon coming back 8 foot with the first rock, so Manitoba's going to throw a corner. It looks like we're going to get some aggression going again right away. The second end again, so that's great.
Tight. Halfway tight. Always straight. Halfway. Tight. Tight. Halfway.
All right, lead Hudson Strand. Looks like he's got a great guard here. And things are going to get moving this second end.
It looks like Yukon's going to get aggressive and go around the corner to choke it off. You can see they're taking a lot of ice for coming around that corner, Bruce. It's like middle 8 foot to get around there, so that's interesting. There's definitely a lot of swing going across the middle.
9.
Popped it.
9. 4-9.
Where's weight?
It's close. Curl if anything.
Top nose, top nose.
Weight's okay.
Curl if anything.
T. Coming down. T.
Yeah, maybe a little too much ice.
Okay, that's fine.
Just do like a spinner.
Stops in the back 8.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That rock's wide open, so he's got a play if he wants to play the double or if he wants to decide to play the hit and roll here.
Looks like he's going to try and hit and roll behind that corner, hitting that back one.
Looks like they need some curl on this one. It's definitely on the other side of the rock. Makes contact with the other one.
Not bad. He's grouping them together there. So if the Yukon happens to nose this one now, he'll have a nice pocket to freeze into, or he can just ignore him and come around the corner if he wants.
Okay. Control to normal.
Control down.
Control.
Yeah. Control.
As you can see from that camera view, we have some coaches back there, and that's one thing you'll find with the under-18s. There's live interactions where you can have one interaction per team, where the coach plays a more active role to just give some guidance and help the team as the end's progressing.
Yeah, I think that was actually started in and piloted in Saskatchewan a few years ago here, and it's really caught on across the country and now being used at Canadians just to try and teach the young players strategy in a live format. Instead of having to wait till after the game to debrief, they get, you know, immediate feedback and help with some shot calls, and probably helps them, you know, learn faster and quicker through their play. So earlier on than all the lumps we had to go through to learn strategy, Bruce, so, over the years.
Yeah, it's definitely the amount of coaching and technical and the skill level the younger kids have now. It's amazing, and it just gets them more prepared, because it's a big jump to go from the junior level up to the men's, and all of this helps to make that a smaller learning curve.
Yeah, and it's everything. I mean, they get good coaching on strategy and technical and sweeping, and so there's a wide variety of great coaching going on out there, which is really helping these young players advance quickly and get to get their level increased faster as they go.
Okay. 4-10. 4-5.
Okay, looks like they're trying to go around the corner again here.
Yeah. 6-4-6. It's close. Yeah, go.
Well, it's a good communication I'm finding from both teams. You're able to lots of good things said when they're in the hack, and as the rock's coming down, it just helps, because it's a tough game, and if you don't have all four people giving input, it can be a detriment to any shot here.
Yeah, I think that goes to their coaching as well. And it's something that's really been taught to these kids and young men early on, and women early on, to, you know, you need to, it's a four-person game, and you got to be communicating all the time. I think that's certainly improved in the game as well.
Top 12. Straights.
Manitoba's trying to get around this corner.
Straights.
Right now they're sweeping the curl, which I think might be a problem.
Looks like it's tight to the guard.
And a little light. So. Probably would have been okay if he would have had the weight. I'm looking at the back one for some reason.
That's it.
Looks like it's out of the rings, but still in place.
Yeah. I like drawing around. Okay.
That's it.
Looks like Yukon's going to try and draw to the open side now and take the play away from the corner.
Looks like he's indicated that back rock is in. So he's looking to draw to lay two.
Team's up, yeah.
I'm looking at the overhead that we have here. It looks like it's out, but that can be deceiving too, so we'll see. Maybe we'll get to see when the end's over or not sure.
Just curl.
Whoa.
Top house.
Whoa, no. It's fine.
That's fine. Real good. Nice sweep. Nice
Put that
shot.
in a good spot.
He did probably good enough that Manitoba can't ignore it and draw around the corners, because they can't get shot rocks, so they're going to hit it and try and roll across there. It'll also keep the blank end in play that's late in the end. So by hitting this, if they don't end up getting behind that corner, they'll still possibly have a chance to blank the end.
Yes!
Ryland Graham
Whoa, whoa!
with the intern hit.
Curl, curl.
Gonna hit it right on the
bad.
nose. So Yukon will try and duplicate that.
Guess you're right.
Sit there in the open, I think.
You could roll either way.
So we have lots going on here at Nutana this week. We've got 7 sheets in play.
Forward to control.
And we've got 1 sheet. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. I guess you can get a pretty good shot there. You can see the 7 sheets there. And then we have fans set up on sheet one, our normal sheet 1, which is out of play now. And we've probably got enough room for 120 fans out there. So if you're in the city and you're listening, come on down here. We got lots of room for you.
Hard curl. Hard curl.
We also got 50-50 draw running every day. So if you're in Saskatchewan, you can buy those. Right now, the pot for the day is about $1,600. So
Unfortunate miss there. Nolan, he's jammed it on the back and gives Manitoba the opportunity here to draw for 2.
yeah, that was a bit of a tough miss for him. 'Cause now he's certainly bringing 3 into play if he can get one around the corner. If Yukon wants to go after the one behind.
We've seen a few struggles trying to find the right line for this corner guard.
Line's good.
This one looks like it's a lot better path coming in.
Straight, straight, straight. Big shot.
Really good finish coming in here.
Yep, drag it, drag it, drag it, drag it. Good.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
This back one hit roll under a
Got it
little
mostly buried. You can probably see close to half of it, but not easy. You might have to go after the back one.
Try and tap and risk stepping on that. I don't know. The other thing is if you hit this, I probably have a decent enough piece of this. Hit the stick here for Jordan. I don't know, what do you like?
As you can hear, lots of cowbells, lots of cheering out there. So the atmosphere for these curlers, they're learning to deal with distractions, learning to deal with their heart rate, and all the excitement that comes from playing out here.
Yeah.
Control weight probably. It's gonna curl a bit. This.
You should. That'll curl a lot.
Looks like he's going to make a play at the top one,
That's good.
indicating control weight. So we'll see how this one finishes. This won't be easy to hit and stick, but certainly if he can make it, it's going to be a big shot.
We're gonna try and hit and stick on that top yellow. So we're hitting.
Now they really got that one into a good spot, because even if Yukon decided to ignore it and come around and freeze to the back one, he wouldn't be first shot rock. So puts a little pressure on Yukon here.
This is a little different shot too, because we haven't seen anything with weight coming into the side, right? And how it's going to react when the break point is, and it's definitely a good test here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, straight! Straight! Come on, curl, 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 curl.
Just clear the guard.
Okay, a little rack on the guard. It gives Manitoba an opportunity here to lay 3 with the hammer.
Like this.
Yeah, he did accomplish opening that one up, so he might have a double on those 2 in the house right now on his next one, but he's certainly going to be probably looking at 3 when he throws his last one.
It was definitely the pro side miss. He got something out of the shot. You definitely don't want to miss it on the other side and miss all the rocks
Score
and
15-5.
not have an opportunity to double with your next one. Are you noticing any speed changes to the side as opposed to the middle? Do you find it's fairly consistent?
I think it's pretty consistent, Bruce, from what I'm seeing. I haven't seen a whole lot of differences. Certainly not early in the game. Maybe late in the game you might get a little bit of a slide path. down the middle where it might get a little bit slower, but I don't think it's much.
Very soft.
Right now, I wouldn't suspect there's any difference in speed.
Just here. Make sure it's there.
Okay, well, just here. Take a look.
Just even,
Well,
just
looks
even.
good. Trying to even up those top ones so he doesn't
Just
have a double
even.
on the top ones. And I don't think he does. Probably if he's playing a double, he's going to have to play those two on the right side of the screen
No,
right
it's
now as
nose,
you see it.
basically. Nose, just off nose, right?
Really good feedback from Logan. He let that rock go and he said a little soft.
It's okay, you can keep
Sometimes
looking.
you just can't
So
go
we're
on
at this
how the
point,
rock
we're kind of
looks when it's
minimizing
coming,
damage,
but
right?
it's
Yeah.
what
So you can probably play
what
the
the
same
thrower
shot
does
with
on
regular
release. Is he
weight.
adding? Is he
Possibly try to
putting
double
extra
these
little
off.
on or not?
And then you're still in the
good-
12 foot.
good
He's
communication.
gotta be 12 foot or better for his draw. And if it hangs
Yeah,
a
that's
little
really
bit,
important.
you can
And a lot of times the sweepers
take
can
this
pick
one
up on
and
that
you can
too
play
and
the
how
roll
they
over
release
this way,
it.
right?
Good sweepers will see that out of their hand and
Yeah, play the
know
double,
whether
but
they
if it hangs out on you,
need to go a little
So
bit if it's
remember what I
soft
said,
release or if it's aggressive release with lots of rotation.
Yeah.
If certainly the rock will carry a little bit
We
better.
just didn't have enough ice on it.
Yeah.
So we're getting coaches interaction right here. Look, I think the first one of the game.
Take
So
the same turn. Throw the same turn. You throw it well. Yeah, this if you throw that other turn, this brings this other rock into play. So you take the same turn, throw normal weight, probably the same ices that you had, with a little bit more weight. Play for the double. If it hangs out there, you can play the hit and roll behind the yellow. I think is probably the shot. Try to eliminate a little bit of damage. I'm looking. I want to heel on this side because heel's going to run straight. So yeah, I know, but Aaron, if you're a little bit wide, this rock comes into play. At least if you eliminate this shot, then it's. Okay. If you give up a 3, it's not the end of the world. Try
Main thing
for a
is
double.
just to get this one out, okay?
Yeah.
So a good coaches interaction there. They've not only discussed the shot they were going to play, but how they were going to, how they were going to make the shot, which I think is important, especially at
What
this
about normal up?
younger age
Yeah,
group.
normal up, but like take this. It's gonna curl the boards, right?
I'm gonna take
If
that.
I'm thin, I can just roll across.
So as
I'm gonna
it's
take
drawn
this.
up, they're hoping to make a double here, limit this damage.
Nose just off.
I think he's playing the nose double on these two, but as his pro side miss would be to hit it broom side, and they did talk about maybe possibly rolling underneath that one on the left-hand side of the screen and make it a little more difficult to get his 3 if he does that.
Aaron Solberg with his final shot in the second end.
Outside.
You're wide. Clean.
Nothing.
Rolling.
Needs to curl.
It's definitely out there.
Needs to curl. On this back one.
Misses the top, but he fortunately gets the back one, so it'll be a draw for 3 for Manitoba in the second end. These are always interesting calls, Daryl. So he just played the other way for
I
his
guess we
draw,
could.
and
Yeah,
he's
play the
decided
same
to come
path.
to the center on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yeah,
Same
I think
ice
he's
as last
actually
shot.
changing his mind now, so good point. He must
Okay.
have heard you.
They must have heard, yeah. Anytime you can give the same shot to somebody, it's always a good thing. Logan Zacharias with his last shot in the second end.
Line's good, maybe a hair tight.
Be close. Let the hair down. Yep. Make sure. Yeah. Gotta drag it.
Hard, guys.
They're working
Gotta
it hard.
Drag it.
But I
All
think
the way.
it looks
All the
pretty
way.
good. Yeah, a nice 3-ender by Manitoba to take a 3-1 lead after 2.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
From cash spiels to Grand Slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
Welcome back to the Nutana Curling Club. You're watching the third end. Manitoba just grabbed the 3 ball and they're up 3-1.
Line's good. Yep.
We have a good center guard here.
Okay.
Nope.
15-4 on that.
Now that Daryl isn't touching the center line, so that can be moved if need be.
Yeah, so yeah, we are playing the
4-10, 4-15.
no tick on the center line rule, no move off the center line rule here at this championship. So yeah, if he would have got on the center line, they couldn't move it at all off the center line, but that one certainly could be. But they've chosen to go to full corner guard at this point.
He said negative, but it's positive. 2. Tight guard. Tight, yeah, right, it's there.
So our team from Yukon is from the White Horse Curling Club. And Manitoba is from the Heather Curling Club in Winnipeg. Hudson Strand with his second rock, throwing the in-turn come around.
Room.
Top 8.
Room. Top 4.
Top 8.
Top 4.
Okay. Scottish girl.
It is quite interesting how the game is evolving
Only if you can.
as far as aggression without the hammer now. Normally, I'm not sure exactly what they're trying, if they're planning to throw a center guard in the first one, but it used to be if you were 2 up without hammer, you pretty much always threw a top 4 foot. But now there's a lot of teams throwing a center and coming around, and especially on ice conditions like this where it's fairly easy to get around and put in a good shot. So we're certainly seeing more aggression and without the hammer than I think we have in the past, which I think is great for the game.
18. 14. Close. Weight's pretty good.
Roman Snyder's second rock, trying to duplicate what Hudson did and see if he can get on top of this one.
Curl it up. Hard up.
So he's got a beauty.
Nice shot.
Just about got to the nose, not quite, but he tapped it a little bit behind the T-line too, so it's in good shape.
Looks like that yellow probably has access from the other turn too, so it's a really nice tap, left a good angle.
Yeah, certainly with the curl on the ice, he can get to that yellow one with the up turn as well. So he's left himself a couple options.
Line's good.
We'll see if Manitoba can get another good freeze on top of this red one and put the pressure on him.
Okay.
Second
here.
Carter Melmquist.
Line's nice. Curl a hair. Line's good.
A lot of finish at the end. I noticed the break point is quite extended out here.
It is. It's fantastic. And you can hold it a little bit, slow the break point a little bit with sweeping, but it definitely breaks. When it breaks hard.
A lot of ice out here, so we'll see how this one comes in.
Whoa, wide, Nolan, wide.
Wide, wide, wide.
Whoa.
Wide.
Gotta curl a ton.
Second Nico with his
Hard curl.
out turn.
Careful for weight.
Well, this is really breaking. He was way out there, and they got it breaking hard now. Wow, like at the hog line, that was outside that corner guard that got across the center line. So, some fantastic break out there.
They can really carry it. I didn't think it was going to get into the 8 foot, but the sweeping is very effective out here.
Yeah, this is actually a very good shot.
You can see that one is almost half tucked, so it's pretty tough to get inside that one. You just try to get some position here and maybe jiggle those around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot about getting position early in ends in this game now, especially when everybody's coming to the middle like an end like this. And if you can get position early, you really put pressure on the other team to make great shots or decide when they have to bail out of an end. And that's really a lot of skipping, in my opinion, is deciding when you need to bail on an end or when you want to keep being aggressive. Now with that guard being staggered, I would suggest Manitoba should start thinking about bailing out of this end and you know, be happy to get a blank or get their point. And we'll see how he sees it. Right now, I would say UConn's got some advantage on it.
Peel.
So they're calling the peel here.
Interesting.
I have to be on this quick.
Be interesting to see how this comes back into the house. There will be some drag going on with these rocks.
Looks like he's only going to get one of them.
Catching myself there.
It does seem with any weight, the misses are full, aren't they?
Yeah, it definitely does. Manitoba's got shot rock right now, so it looks like they're going to try and seal that up and not let UConn get to that one for as long as they can anyway. They're going to throw another guard on this.
Ryland Graham.
Okay. Line's good.
I'm talking to a few of the, I think, grandparents here before the game. It sounds like a lot of this Manitoba team has been kind of thrown together a little bit for under 18s. They were all playing under 20s with some different teams, so probably still gelling a little bit as this competition goes through. They obviously gelled enough to win out of their province, so but probably they'll be doing some learning as they go.
Hey, I can't see. Okay. Yeah.
Definitely that red rock is exposed, so there's definitely they could promote that and move some rocks around here and try to change these angles up for them.
Yeah, he's going to try and tap this into that pile at the back and maybe try and get shot rock now.
Trying to get this one to curl over.
Got a curl.
Just missed the guard.
Yeah, probably a little heavy, and that's the difference.
Well, I know I can draw in there now. I know I can drop that now.
Yeah, that's the tough part on this ice is you need to throw the weight that's called. You add a little bit, then the line is totally different. It's close to arena ice.
Oh yeah, I would
and
suggest
how that is.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's very close to. We see usually great ice at Briars and Slams, and I would suggest this is every bit as good as that. So these young teams are getting exposed to a great experience here this week, and probably they'll go back to this sometime in their career. Some of them when they're playing on those, get the chance to play in those events, which I'm sure some of them will at some point.
It's a good guard up there. It's pretty much covering all the
I can
rocks.
still get by that.
It is pretty long though, so if he does throw a backline kind of weight, he can still certainly get to that red one and tap things around.
Same thing.
Looks like that's what they're going to play.
Still get by that.
He doesn't have to move those ones on the tee line very much to get shot rock.
Line's close.
Nolan Floyd.
It's so. I guess it won't catch it.
So it definitely looks like it's out there a
On
bit.
that path. What is that?
And hits the guard and just under curled again.
Yeah, I think they're underestimating how much less it curls with that little more weight. It looks like they're taking close to ice for the draw, but as soon as you throw that little bit more, 10 feet more weight from T-line weight, it does seem to run quite a bit straighter. So I haven't quite made that adjustment yet. Because it looks like they're throwing them pretty good, but they're just running for the break point so much later that they're not getting to the point they need to.
That's a hard part. You think of under 18, there's a lot to learn. They're skipping the game. They got to read the ice. They got to figure out releases, and it's hard to know where to put the broom, and that takes a lot of years. And it's not like TV where you see in that. There's still a big learning curve here, and it's a credit to all of them for coming out and putting themselves in this position, because it's going to take a while.
Yeah. Well, as you know, we're playing senior curling now, and we still learn every time we go out. So there's a lot. The game is very complicated. You have different conditions, different rocks, different players. There's a lot of variables. So certainly always learning.
Didn't see the call here, Daryl. I'm not sure.
Looks like a little tight guard on the trying to block that side of the forefoot. Maybe to block his draw to the button. It looks like a little bit.
Whoa! Doesn't need to curl.
Hard to do that with this much curl on the ice. So I think he's still going to leave him the draw, but he's certainly taken the tap away now.
Your breakaway second shot is this. So.
Definitely room for the draw.
On my last, I can try chisel if I need to.
Yeah, and if he can get around that red one and get shot rock, it's certainly something he can promote as next one onto that yellow for 2. So he's got to probably try and get shot rock now, or he may not get another chance.
Yeah, with only 2 skip rocks left yet for UConn, they're going to have to try to get shot rock in here. They're running out of time.
Yeah.
Shooting the yellow for shooting 3, and then I'm gonna be able to have a run or a tap on the next one.
A lot of Saskatchewan fans here as it's in Saskatoon, and Saskatchewan is way across on the second to last sheet on the end. So they're trying to send all their cheers all the way across these other sheets. So it's a little distracting for some of these teams that are close to that.
Yeah, it's amazing, these Saskatchewan, the hardy Saskatchewan people. It's minus 30 out, but they're still out here in force cheering their teams on, so that's great to see.
It's down, yeah? Let it go then.
Looks like really good line on this one. Just whether or not the weight is going to be sufficient.
Yeah.
They should sweep that one.
Yes.
Oh, sweeping error.
Yeah, he could have got that one top button and got shot rock. Now he's might not get another chance.
It's definitely thrown well enough to be made, but that's the tough part about curling. It's not just the one person's shot. It's a team shot with everybody. We haven't seen too many come short. Usually it's a little bit of oversweeping.
Yeah, which is probably what caught them a little bit there, maybe, because everything's been sliding so well. They just didn't quite get it there.
So Coach Sheldon Zacharias giving him some input here.
Swinging like mad. It's just swinging like mad. So
You can see the broom out there, Daryl.
Probably stay
They've got a
straight on
lot of ice.
Yeah, he's got her on the edge of the
just
board.
Same
So
place pretty much. Just blocking their drop path.
and you can hear him. They're trying to block their draw path. Probably they're going to probably have to tap that one now to get in there. So we'll see if he's taken enough ice yet to kind of stay out there wide enough to block that. Not easy.
Would you think possibly take the other turn of going across the center line and bring the guard the other way? Or?
Well, he certainly could, because he doesn't have to be that
Right
tight.
here.
But I guess he's maybe trying to, a little nervous about over curling that way and leaving him maybe a soft tap on that one he just threw onto the yellow one as well. So, I mean, this way he's certainly only going to give up one, I think, if he can draw the button. Again, a lot of curl, so he's still got a path there, but he's got to probably go around the one he just put there on the top button, which so he's going to have to be pretty precise.
Pretty good guard. I think he would have liked it maybe a half rock further out, but that still makes it pretty tough.
Yeah. Let's see what the coach has to say.
For the yellow one, you're about half a rock. Heel weight.
Yeah.
I think it's an easier shot. You gotta hit the red one a little bit thinner, and then you got that one to contend with.
Yeah.
So
I think they're looking at a double off that outside yellow one and try and
I do like the yellow more.
double that one off the button. And actually, if he can make that, it'd be for 3. He doesn't have to move that one on the button very far.
So
I think the coach thought that's as easy as drawing to the button, which he's probably right.
Hey, we've seen almost on every hit, Daryl, there's an undercurl. It'll be interesting to see where the broom's put down and if they can get on the inside of this one.
It is a reasonably flat double, but I think it's makeable. I think they indicated they were going to throw peel weight at it, so with peel weight, it's certainly there.
half rock. Heel, yeah.
Aaron Solberg, last rock of the end. He's playing in off for possibly 3.
Clean.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. A little bit under curl again. I think we're seeing the tendency is it's any outward motion and it isn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty straight when you throw the peel.
Steal of 1 for Manitoba. Score is now 4-1 after 3 ends.
One of the things that someone once told me was you never know when you're going to get back, and you always want to make sure to focus on the competition, of course, because that's what you're there for, but you always want to be able to enjoy the opportunity and what's in front of you. So it'll very quickly, I don't find it difficult to get focused on the ice. I'm usually quite in a bubble and I don't really know what's going on the other sheets or around me. So on my side of things, that's not a big problem, but yeah, just making sure you find that balance, because there are so many neat things that are going on outside of just the ice, from the telethon to the youth programming. We've got future stars with us. There's just so many things that are exciting, and we want to be part of it all and experience it all.
Welcome back to the 4th end in Saskatoon, Nutana Curling Club.
T. Always straight. Top 4.
So this time Manitoba's throwing a top 4 foot. Now they got a 3-point lead, so a little shift in strategy now with that extra point lead.
14-6. 14-6.
So Daryl, you're one of the co-chairs of the event. Can you tell us a little bit of what's all happening out here and some of the things planned for this week?
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. Yeah, I'm co-chairing this event with Arlen Hall, who's been helping, and we've had a great committee put everything together. We really tried to make it as much of an arena setting for these young curlers as we could. So like I say, we've got some bleachers out there. We've got curtains around. We've got the fancy Curl Canada scoreboards. So I think it's really been a fun event so far for the kids and curlers. And we had a social icebreaker event next door at a gymnasium for them on Saturday night. So we welcomed everybody in, had a little parents social up here in the lounge. So we've had lots of fun. And it's great because the Scotties is on, the hockey's on, so there's been lots of fun in the lounge. And the curlers are really enjoying it. I think they'd probably enjoy a little warmer weather, but they're resilient. So.
You want to freeze?
Well, you look out here and you can just imagine the anticipation, the excitement when they come and see what looks like a great arena event. It's, like you said, the curtains, the scoreboards, the seating, and they've really made this to look like it's a big deal, and it is a big deal for them.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We had a bit of a dry run last year. We hosted the men's provincial tankard here in Saskatchewan, so we kind of had a dry run at this last year, and we learned a lot from that. And so, had a lot of the same committee together. We had Rick Lear, Jim Wilson, Sarah Detention, Don Mitchell, all on our committee have done a fantastic job. I mean, the biggest driver for us here has been our general manager, Corey Kohutch. He does all the heavy lifting and does most of the work. We show up to take the credit. But, and then also with Lawrence Kucheran, our ice maker, who always makes fantastic ice. It just makes our job so much easier. So it's been fun.
Well, we've played out of Nutana for a lot of years, and we've always said we're spoiled. This has to be one of the best ice surfaces in Canada. People come to curl here and they can't believe how good the ice surface is. So the kids will be in for a treat. They'll be able to make any shot they can, and I think they'll come out with some great memories that they'll cherish for the rest of their life.
Well, that's the hope. That's the hope, right? It's funny when you're, in all your sporting stuff when you're younger. I'm sure you remember this, Bruce. You remember some of those younger events you were in when you were a teenager and for the rest of your life. So that's what we're hoping we provide for these young curlers this week. So.
Control on this.
Okay, so we've got a corner guard set up here, and we're just positioning rocks a little bit to see how things are going to shake out for them. Nico throwing here.
Down. Yes.
Yep. Hard up. Right up.
So the signal early, the weight was a little down, and you can certainly see by the result it curled more than they anticipated. So that's just interesting. Kind of some of the stuff we were talking about, how it's really important to throw the right weight out here, on those, especially on those softer weight hits.
It's definitely the first over curl we've seen on a hit out here.
It is.
That's risky too. Yeah, I like the feel.
So Manitoba looks like they're going to try to keep this end clean. 3-point lead. There's no need to take any chances. Blow an end away here and make it just one less end that they can score on.
Whoa, curl!
Carter Malmquist.
Hard curl. That's okay.
Okay, we saw a little bit of an under curl there and took his own rock out, so a little bit of an advantage for Solberg here. Get something started.
Now they're going to come around the corner right away and
4-10.
try and generate a deuce here and get back in this game.
Pretty good releases I'm seeing. We're seeing lots of rotation from both teams. They've obviously been taught keep the rotation up, and on this ice, that's a real good thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you certainly see that. I mean, you're seeing that in the top levels now. most teams throwing more rotation now,
let's
playing
get there.
on
Oh, you're kidding.
good ice,
Sorry.
curly ice with aggressive rocks. And I think you're seeing that in the coaching for the younger teams as
Okay,
well.
nice shot, Nico.
I mean, when we were coming up, I think we were always told 2.5 to 3.5 rotations, and now I think it's closer to 5 to 7 is kind of, I think, what they're being taught. So it's quite an interesting change. And I think, I mean, when we were coming up this age, I don't think anybody was conditioning rocks, so you just got what you played with and probably played with more duller rocks, and I think that's certainly evolved in the game for the better, because we're getting better ice conditions with more curl.
That's definitely true, and it was a lot more ice reading was needed back in the day, because you would have rocks that would fall back, some that would never curl anywhere, and you had to kind of manufacture things out there.
Yeah, I think we're dating ourselves now, but anyway.
Like, there.
Definitely the truth.
410.
So that's 2 undercurls we've seen from this turn, playing those corner guards. So not sure if they're taking too much ice, Dale, or just setting them a little bit, or what's going on.
Line's great. Yeah.
Now UConn's got a chance to split the house and lay 2.
Yes. Parker wait.
These are the shots you have to make when you have a miss from your opponent. You've got to take advantage of that.
Come on, hard up, Nico. All the way, all the way.
Working this hard.
Hard up.
Oh, good sweep.
Good.
Very
Great
good sweep.
Nice
Good
shot,
sweep,
good sweep.
boys. Pretty sweet.
There's no doubt sweeping has become a big part of the game now.
It sure has. It's definitely a big impact on the game, especially at the top levels and some of those sweepers. And these younger sweepers are very strong sweepers. So they certainly can have an impact, and it's getting to be, like you say, a big part of the game.
Okay, looks like we got some good weight coming in here again.
Yeah, I think he's trying to make this double. He's going to hit a little thin. Let UConn probably split the house again to sit 2.
I'll give it to you.
I think a lot of the teams are just surprised by how less the rocks are curling and you bring your weight up.
Certainly looks that way. Because I think, yeah, they can throw it hard enough that it's pretty much not going to curl more than probably an inch or 2 at the most. Yeah, and they seem to be erring on certainly on the high side a lot.
Let's stay here.
So for those who don't curl a lot, we call this ice tendencies, and each curling rink has its own, call it a personality or whatever you want to call it, but there's a way you have to learn how to throw and how to make shots, and it takes a number of games playing out here before you realize what those tendencies are.
Yeah, and I think we've played in a lot of events, and certainly those who can win early and survive early and then figure out the ice as you go and really get into a groove are the ones that tend to win those events. But you usually got to go through some growing pains early in the event, and hopefully you can survive and make the playoffs, and then it'll be those who figure that out and get rolling in the playoffs.
So we had a miss on that draw for 2 now. Opens up the chance for Manitoba to hit shot rock, and they're hoping to not give UConn any multiple points here.
Yeah, and this one is pretty much open, probably 3/4 open, so.
They're wide. Yeah, curl.
Looks like they need some movement here.
Well, they got her going. So. They did get it, but he rolled out, so it's going to give UConn a chance again to bury around one of these 2 corners and generate his 2 points.
So I think that's a good call that he's playing this side. As you can see, we've had a lot of misses going to this side as opposed to if he drew to the other corner.
Do you like?
I like the out turn to there.
You like that one? Okay. Okay. So what I would say is take probably 6 inches off the outside of 4. Give yourself a chance to bury it.
6 inches.
Well,
6 inches that way.
Like I would say middle of the 4-foot there.
Mid-4.
Yeah, mid-4.
Okay.
In the purple to get you to where you need to go there. Or you would take the same ice as Roman if you're going to throw the intern. So just try to get this one buried. Yeah. And then make it tougher. Okay. Good job, guys.
That's a great call by the coach to help them with the ice. Because they pretty much got the weight, but a lot of times you got to get the weight and ice, and I think he did a great job of saying, okay, you need 6 inches less ice, because they've never really buried there, have they?
Yes, no, that's true. And it was good. He also let him kind of pick which side he felt more comfortable with drawing on, so I thought that was a good coach interaction. It just gave him a little more confidence to make the one that he wanted to play. So. We'll see how it turns out. Looked like he was a little tight out of his hand, though.
Just wait. Just wait.
Yeah, this one's curling already. It's going hard.
He's holding it pretty good right now. He's got the weight.
15.5. It's definitely still quick out there.
Well, they were able to hold it, so.
Are we getting some finish?
Yeah, yeah. It's mostly buried, and it's the front of the tee line, so it won't be easy for Manitoba to chase that one.
It's a great shot by Aaron Solberg.
Think I can get shot though?
Yeah, there's probably quarter to a third he can probably see, so he could chase it, but it won't be easy, that's for sure.
Yeah. Probably got.
These shots seem to have a little higher degree of difficulty because you're not getting quite the finish that you do to the middle.
It definitely seems that way, and that has been, I mean, we've played here for a long time. That is, I would suggest, the tendency here. It'll break a little harder to the middle and to the corners. Right now, these rocks are pretty sharp, so it will certainly break enough, but it is a little bit more challenging for sure.
I think let's try it. I don't like trying to freeze this.
So they talked about the freeze, but he's not real comfortable with that. He'd like to tap it out. Did he change the call, Daryl? Is he freezing now?
Looks like based on that ice, he's taking the same ice he did for the freeze. So looks like he's, based on that ice, I would suggest he's just trying to come down to it. Maybe.
I'm playing the freeze.
Yep, he's playing the freeze. Because it's on top of the tee line, he's going to have to be very precise and probably freeze to the inside half of that rock to get shot rock. But certainly not a bad call. If he can make it, it's a fantastic shot.
So we've got a lefty in-turn and a righty out-turn. So any indications of what this rock will do different, Daryl?
Well, it does quite often finish a bit more on anybody's in-turn, but we'll see.
Hard. Gotta go line. Hard. Hard.
Definitely looks like good line here.
Hard.
Really hard. You got it. You got to drag it.
Looks a little lighter than the last one. This I got 16.4.
Oh, he's really close.
Still coming. Wow.
He's really close. Oh, great shot. He bounced it a little bit, but he got shot rock, which was the important part. So it's certainly gonna give UConn a challenge because he's gonna have to play it fairly tight to that guard. But I think it is makeable. But again, he's gonna have to throw the perfect weight.
Definitely edge on edge here.
I do.
That was a great shot.
Yeah, back line.
I got 16.4 on that hog to hog. It is lightning fast out there.
Wow. Yeah, at the hog line, I didn't think he was gonna make it, but they were able to drag it right there. In fact, they bumped it a little bit.
That's a good skill from a skip to be able to not. The tendencies typically are overthrowing draws a little bit, especially when you're younger. And I think he showed a lot of composure there, Logan, to give it to the sweepers, and they did a great job of putting it where they had to.
Yeah, it was a well-managed rock for sure.
So Aaron with his last rock here, trying to quiet tap for two.
Roman, hard.
Yes.
Hard,
Yes.
Roman, hard.
Hard. You're on this guard. Curl, 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 curl.
think he was calling an audible there and trying to nose the guard at the end. But no, so a great shot by Manitoba. Got him a steal.
Steal
And
of
it
one.
looked like he was going to give up a deuce.
5-1 Manitoba at the halfway point.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You can throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
From cash spiels to Grand Slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
The Canadian curling trials. The thing we cried for, fought for, thrown 1,000 rocks for. The podium, just out of reach. But we can almost taste the gold medals in our teeth. Defiant, we take down giants with nothing but the stones in our hands. And in the stands, they wait and see who among us will earn the right to wear the maple leaf.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
It was probably the most unique, beautiful, rewarding curling experience I've ever had. Having the opportunity to work in USG with the Cree Nation of Chisasibi, with Rhonda Spencer, with Roy Niacapo, just the entire community really came together, supported. We did something really tremendous, introducing a sport to a community that hasn't really had curling all that much, but there's a lot of very passionate curling fans. Radisson was a place where there's a curling club many years ago, and they haven't seen it in the region since. So we put a lot of time and effort and resources and told our stories, brought together all the Indigenous curlers, and empowered each and every one of us to share time with youth and community members.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You can throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
Welcome back to Nutana. We're at the halfway point. I'm Bruce Cordy, and joining me up here in the broadcast booth is Daryl McKee for the fifth end at the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon.
Yeah, so we've got a 50-50 running here inside the building and online. So you can go to Curl Sask or to the Nutana Curling Club website to buy tickets. And the draw for the day is going to be in 15 minutes here. So if you're in Saskatchewan, you can buy a ticket. Please do so and support junior curling. Pot right now is about $1,600, so you'd take home 800 of that. So we're going to have a draw every day for that 50-50, and I'm sure it's going to build as we go through the weeks. So.
UConn's going to have to get something going here. They find themselves in a little bit of a hole. 4 points down with 4 ends to go.
That's good. A little bit. Looking good. Nice sweep, guys.
Well, Daryl, I don't think the score is indicative of the level of play. I think UConn's put a really good game together, but it's just been the odd miss here. Hey.
Yeah, well, that was a big shot in the last end with Manitoba freezing to that corner. That was basically a 3-point swing, because if he misses that, UConn probably gets a deuce, and otherwise Manitoba gets one. So instead of being 4-3, it's 5-1. So certainly it hasn't. I thought UConn has played pretty well. We'll see if they can turn that into scoring in the back half of the game.
Hard curl, get it over. Gotta get it over. Right to stop.
So that one looks like it has touched a ring, so they'll be able to hit it if they choose to.
It'll be interesting to see what he chooses to do here now. He could just ignore it and come around the corner or freeze the top 4 foot. It is basically a guard, so being 4 down, looks like he's going to ignore it and try and freeze to that one on the top 4 foot. It's a good call.
Wait, it was okay left.
Roman Snyder with his out turn.
Pretty positive.
Looks like that's a little tight. Good news is he can touch that rock without any issues.
Yeah, looks like he's going to move it, so it's going to turn out okay for them. They left themselves a corner guard and push stuff around the 4 foot, so not horrible. And the fact that he knows that one, Manitoba can't hit it yet, so it turned out pretty good. He's got basically 2 corner guards, and that's a good thing when you're down 4.
Never throw in turn again.
Yeah.
I think the call here is a guard, Daryl. It looks like they're trying to just plug that side up a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're trying to plug those 2 on the 4 foot up. I think it's probably trying to throw it fairly tight, but just based on what the score is right now.
Halfway.
So we haven't noticed any change in speed yet. The ice seems to be holding up really well. Very fast and lots of curl.
Right to stop.
Well, that one's going to under curl a little bit, so it leaves those 2 on the 4 foot exposed a little bit. So UConn's going to try and move them around and get that one at least off the top 4 foot.
Think that's enough ice? Like board up.
Now he's got 3 guards, so he can afford to hit something in the rings. He's not going to be able to peel all those guards.
Okay, you got it.
Side camera view from Nutana. You can see all the sheets in play. Lots of action. Come on out and check it out.
That's down.
Yep. Down. Hard. Yep. Hard up.
Line looks good here.
Curl, Roman, curl. Hard curl. Get a step when you
Just
can.
needs a little bit of finish. Coming in. And he's got a really nice roll. That one's full buried.
Fantastic roll. It's dead behind the corner. Now Manitoba's going to have to make a decision. He peels that corner or just keeps it grushing up and draw around those 2 guards just off the center line. It looks like that's what he's going to do.
Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. It's just when you call these shots, you got to make them.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, definitely you're seeing that more and more as more aggression as defense. Just because there's so many, the ice is getting good, rocks are getting good, you can make a lot of shots and put a lot of pressure on people, so
Make sure it's here.
you kind of have to be the one putting the pressure on instead of the one getting the pressure put on you in a lot of cases.
Really good line, just came up a little bit short for third shot. You can probably see what, over half of that one?
Yeah, I'd say more than half from my line. He's going to try and do the same thing he did in the last one and hit this top one and roll in behind that corner again. If he can do that, it's really going to make Manitoba think about whether they're going to keep playing offense or not, or switch to defense.
Well, we'll see if Nico can duplicate his last shot. It was a perfect one.
Whoa, curl now. Curl now.
Line
Hard
looks
curl,
pretty good.
Hard curl, hard curl. Hard curl. Whoa, 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 whoa. No roll. No roll. Great.
Pretty
nice shot,
good.
Nico.
Rolled a little bit far, but not bad. It's probably about 2/3 buried on the, or a third buried on the inside. So looks like Manitoba's going to keep putting the pressure on and coming around those two center guards.
Two nice stones are thrown there by Nico. It's definitely changed what their opportunity is here. If Manitoba does make a little mistake, it could bring a lot of points in play.
Yeah, Ryland's going to have to put this one in a good spot, not to leave UConn in a good position.
So is there some point where you change your strategy and start bailing, or do you just keep going like this, Daryl?
Well, it's a great question. I mean, that's a lot of the, again, what I was talking about earlier is understanding what position, whether you have great position on them or not. At this point, he's kind of committed.
So we got a coaching interaction, which I think is a great call here. This is a really key point in the game and strategical issue.
Yeah, it's definitely a big point in the game. If UConn can get at least a deuce here, it's going to bring this in, and they actually have a chance to get more than that if they can execute some shots here.
Maybe an 8.5.
Back half of this
to
thing.
make this shot. Normal edge of rock? Yeah, because you could actually hit it. You could actually hit 3/4 and get it this way and get your roll as well. But the ideal spot is right on the nose. Okay? Okay, go get him, guys. I like it.
Well, the coach is recommending trying to make this double now. Get that shot rock off the back of the forefoot. I think is a great call. If they can make this now, they are going to sit 2 buried and maybe 3 if they can make this double right now.
No, normal.
Big shot for third, Nolan Floyd.
On nose.
Put the pressure on if they make this and possibly change this game around.
Yeah.
Call in line right away.
Whoa. Curl, Nico. Curl, Nico. Hard curl.
Well, he just misses the back one, but he keeps the shooter in play. So now he's got second, third, and fourth shots. So we'll see if Manitoba changes and starts hitting yet. But right now the indication is not.
Now, can the coaches call an interaction, or is it just strictly from the players? Because as a coach, you got to wonder if he's going to say, hey, maybe we want to hit some of these rocks out here.
Yeah, he definitely can, and I think that's what's happening right now. The coach can call a timeout or call an interaction, and it looks like that's what he's done. So.
Get rid of at least one.
Looks like the coach has
Yeah.
indicated it might be time to hit
if you don't
some
place this right
hit
and he
some of
gets a
those
double,
red
then
ones.
he's got like 4, right? We don't want to be at 4. So you start eliminating some rocks. Even just, you don't have to get 2. You just hit 1 and roll, right? Yeah, I like it. You don't mind it? Yeah.
Those are just good, what we call sanity checks, right? It's a complicated game out here, and it's nice to have at this age group a coach just giving you a little more advice, because it is a complicated thing out there.
Yeah, I think that's a great call because it is starting to build on them a little bit this end and could really go badly if he misses one shot.
Straight.
Then he can still get the same result here if he can make the roll. And it looks like he's got a peach.
That is a great shot.
So he eliminated one red and rolled probably as good a spot as he could have drawn to, so that's a fantastic shot.
That's a game changer, that one.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
Hack.
Are they playing the one in the head of the tee line, or are they hitting the one in the back?
Good question. I think he's probably, he's got to get to that one on the top of the tee line at some point, so I'm thinking he is, but the option is he can get the back one.
Just got by.
Hard up, right up to the back.
He gets the back one and sticks. So.
That's good. Nice shot. Which one?
That one? Did you see him?
They're talking about something down there. I'm not sure if somebody touched a rock or.
I think it's fine. Yeah.
I think maybe, it's such a gentleman's game. I think one of the Yukon players maybe clipped one of the rocks, but, and came clean on it, which was good, which is fantastic. And but Manitoba was quite good and said I didn't think it made any difference, so they left everything as it was.
Even if you rolled this way, that's not. Yeah, that's fine as well.
The Yellow Rock definitely is a tough one to get at. It's full buried with two guards in front of it, so that's something they'll have to deal with if they want to score some multiple points here.
Yeah, and it is shot rock as well. So.
Sorry? Control.
I don't think he's in any trouble if he noses this one, Daryl. I don't think he's left a double, right? It's far enough back.
No, he's pretty safe on this one. Might be if they nose, that would be the only time. It might leave a double, but right now I think he's pretty safe to nose it.
So he's looking to sit two after this shot.
Mine's good.
Indicating the weight's up a little bit.
Hard curl.
Got some good finish here, and
great shot.
Right on the nose.
That, you like that?
Just
normal.
That, normal. 3/4 of rock.
At some point, would you want to think of double pulling those guards in, or do you think it's too late in the end?
Well, he certainly could. It might be a little late. It's a pretty long double peel. But based on the score, the fact that he needs to get more than 1 point here, I would suggest, might be an option. If he can get a nose here, it's going to put a little pressure on them. The fact that he won't be able to nose here will leave a double for 3. So nose is the call right now. It is.
Yes. Yep. Hard up, Roman.
It looks like it's a little tight. Can they hold it?
Pretty good. Now they got to roll, definitely. Now this is a shot where he's probably better to roll out than to nose it. So we'll see if they pick up on that. He's signaling the hit and roll, but you got to make sure you don't stick it right there, or he's going to certainly give him a shot for 3.
He does have a catcher on the side, so we'd want to hit probably half a rock, something like that.
Yeah, he's got a lot of room for error. He can go anywhere from probably 2/3 to thin half and still be stick it for 2 on that side one. So
yeah, control. Your hair more.
Definitely has to make sure he airs on that side, I would suggest.
So last Manitoba rock in the 5th end.
Mine's good. Yes. Hard.
Sweeping it early.
Yeah, you don't want to nose this one.
Curl.
That's a nice
Oh, that's a
roll.
good shot. Great shot.
Boy, Logan's made some big shots with his last rock.
He has. That was another big one. It looked like he had a chance to nose that, but he rolled perfect. So he's got to force him to try and draw the button for one now.
So it's been a great end for Manitoba. They've accomplished their objective, was a force of one. It's not given yet, though. He's going to have to be full 4 foot for his 1 point.
Yeah, it's a straight spot here, so it's gonna be going, and then it'll start grinding. Okay. So watch as the weight comes off.
He's got quite a bit of less ice here, Daryl. Is he trying to play into the yellow at all, or is it just a straight draw?
Question is definitely less ice than they've been taking, so he might have that in his mind.
Little outside. Clean. Whoa, clean. Little wide.
Outside.
Whoa, curl.
Yes.
Curl.
Curl. Curl for weight then. Whoa.
They think it's a little bit heavy.
Yeah, and I just wonder if that's what he had in his mind when he was throwing as he had backing, but he really don't, because if you throw it heavy, it's never getting to the backing. So something we've all learned over the years as a skip.
Steal a 2 by Manitoba. Breaks this one open, 7-1 after 5.
The Canadian curling trials. The thing we cried for, fought for, thrown 1,000 rocks for. The podium, just out of reach. But we can almost taste the gold medals in our teeth. Defiant, we take down giants with nothing but the stones in our hands. And in the stands, they wait and see who among us will earn the right to wear the maple leaf.
From cash spiels to Grand Slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
Sixth end, 7-1 Manitoba, and they're coming into the house, and their game plan will be basically trying to keep it clean.
Yeah, they're certainly going to try and play a little less rocks in play as they have so far. Now that they've got a 6-point lead, and Yukon's going to try and get some rocks in play. So, throw corner here.
Seems up.
Quite an experience for some of these young athletes to come out here. It's their first time ever playing an event like this. See all the bells and whistles and smells and excitement, and something they'll probably never forget.
Yeah, and you got the crowd right playing on this TV sheet. You got the crowd right beside you, so it's stuff they've only seen in on TV, or if they've been to a Briar or a Scotties. So pretty exciting for them.
Halfway tight. Hair tight.
Middle.
Hudson Strand with his second rock of the end.
Where? Halfway.
Tight.
Okay. Tight. Got room.
They're trying to throw this one at least tight or in, if that leads. So.
Okay, curl. That's okay. Double roll over, okay?
Interesting they've chosen to hit these two in the rings and not throw that second free guard.
Plus they're staggered, so you can go around those, and they can't play them back. So it's probably in their advantage to ignore those.
84, 284.
Clean. Clean, Nico.
And you definitely can't roll out here.
Hard curl, hard curl, hard curl, hard curl. Quick as you can.
Out. Nice treat.
No, he did accomplish something. He got that one behind the corner, so they'll be for backing for later if they ever get to come around that corner.
And with the 5-rock rule, they can't peel that one out, so there will be a guard staying in play with some stuff behind it.
Top 4.
Second Carter Malmquist here.
Top 8.
Just trying to throw this one top 4 foot. Keep the play in the rings as long as they can.
Top 8.
Line's good.
Top 4.
Just let it sit.
T.
And he makes it perfectly.
I'm pretty impressed with both teams. They have a high level of skill, good weight control, good communication.
Yeah, they're very skilled teams.
Normal. Control.
Trying to hit and roll here behind the corner. Thought maybe he'd ignore this one and draw Strib in there, but I'm going to try and make it with a hit and roll.
Curl, curl, curl. Curl all the way. Curl all the way. Curl all the way.
Definitely need a little finish here.
A little bit. Yep.
Just undercurled it a little bit, but pretty good shot.
That's good, Nico.
Definitely don't want to roll this behind the corner and set up a wall. A little roll the other way would be probably what he's asking for here.
Yeah, definitely a nose at least, or a little roll to the button. Even if he clips that one out in the back, I don't think that'll bother him.
Curl. Curl. Curl.
Oh, great shot. Rolls perfectly just off the side of the button.
Control. Yeah.
Looks like Nico's getting the same call again, hit and roll.
Yep.
Control. Curl. Whoa.
This one looks a little further out.
Give that one a little bit more of a set, I think.
Hard for a piece.
Makes contact, but just a little thin and rolls out.
They're going to peel that corner guard now and try and keep this end as simple as possible.
Yeah.
Rylan Graham.
Whoa. Straight, straight.
That one just a little bit too thick. Leaves a center guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, UConn's going to try and use that now and generate 2 points for sure. Try and stay in this game.
Nolan Floyd.
Bit tight. Tight, gotta go, straight. Hard straight.
Line looks pretty good here.
Take a look, take a look.
Hard
Take a
straight,
look, take a
don't
look.
let it over curl.
Take a look.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa.
Be interesting to see this one right down the center to see if there's any fudge in this ice yet. I don't see really anything now, even down the center line. Still looks like the speed is right up there, and great curl, and he's made a great shot and perfectly buried it, which is going to force Manitoba to play the run back.
Try it. Oh, curl, curl. Curl, right up, right up, right up, right up.
Just drives it by, but does open it up.
Okay.
Still leaves the corner out there, so they've got another opportunity if they want to come by that one. He's going to call the freeze to the back one.
Control.
For the hits. Looks like we've got a coaching interaction here.
So it's an opportunity to use that as backing. You can just draw to that if it's easier, because you can, as long as your second shot, right?
Yeah.
But if you hit and roll out, then he's got an easy hit. So you could draw to the open side. You're trying to get your deuce right now, right? If you've committed to that. If you're not coming around this side, then you're going to go for your deuce. So you might as well throw a draw here.
Draw.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, absolutely. So it's just got to be second shot.
So the
right?
coaches can only
Same
stand at
weight
a
that you
certain
threw,
spot here.
and we throw a draw and split
That's
the
what
house.
that was about.
Okay?
Like it. We got it, Nolan.
Yeah, sorry.
So the coaches come out and told him just use that one as backing, and so freeze over there, basically draw to the open side. Risk by hitting it was B to hit and roll out, and then they've got an easy hit to get out of the end.
Second shot.
So good call by the coach, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
His other option would be to come around that corner, but the problem is if you come a little bit deep, you set up a double off that, a short double off the one that's sitting on the top 4 foot. So that's a good call. He's probably not getting more than a deuce at this point unless he gets a wide open miss.
Weight? Clean. Go. Hard for weight. Line's good. Yes. Hey, whoa, take a look. Going back here. Careful. Yep. Hard straight. Yes.
Looks like they need to go for weight here.
Gear second. Gear second. Hard. All the way. Hard up. Hard up. Right up. Right up. Watch out, Roman. Watch out. Hard up, Nico. All the way. Great.
Really well
nice shot.
swept.
Good sweep, boys.
Great shot.
Great sweep, guys.
Or does it jam?
I don't think so.
It's dead.
It probably would have been better to leave that one just even with that one on the top 4 foot, but they called the freeze, so they're committed to that. This does leave the double for them, for Manitoba to get out of the end again.
Logan's had a really good game. He's made a lot of big shots.
Yeah, he certainly has, so we'll see if he can make
Playing
another
the
one
double,
here.
But if we get to just the hit and roll, that's fine.
Get out of this end. He's pretty much done it all game, so.
Sorry? Normal, yeah.
Looks like a little set there.
It was, they're trying to get it to curl.
We might have the miss you're talking about, Daryl, that they needed.
Yes. Probably one of his first
Sorry,
open misses of the game. So
I'm not shooting that one. He hits that and flops under. I chased it with back
maybe a
line,
little too
tapped
aggressive
back.
going for that double, but
I think that's our shot. Yeah, there. Deeper the better.
Opportunity to lay 3 now.
It's going to dive a bit to this side. I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that too. Okay.
yeah, so they're going to come around the corner on this one, trying to stay higher than that one on the top 4 foot, but they do have to beat that back yellow one at the back, probably.
Yeah, top 12, got to be second. Well,
so to lay 3,
shoot, there's 450.
which would certainly get him back in this game.
1-5, okay. Okay,
So it's kind of a
gotta be
small
shot
window
here,
he's got to
and
draw
one
to. He's
there.
got to touch the 8 foot, and he can't
Hair
be
tighter.
past the tee line.
Good.
Otherwise, he leaves a double off that
415,
red,
420, okay.
possibly.
It's fast.
I don't see a whole lot of better options for shots, though, so it's probably a good call,
Line's
I
great.
think.
Just wait.
This one looks like it's out there.
Yeah, he's throwing a little heavy, I think.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa.
If he can get to his, he might
Don't touch it,
be able
Tim.
to hold it in the rings.
Oh.
Doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Stick around.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate miss when you have a team that gives you a shot to count to lay 3. It's important to try to get those when you can.
Yeah. Like control there.
Yeah, he might have taken Manitoba off the hook a bit here.
Pair more. Pair more? No, I like that. Okay.
Usually not good when you leave a skip
Hit and roll under the
2 shots of the same.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
With control,
I don't think he's going to go as aggressively after the double on this one. It looked like he was kind of indicating he was going to throw a little softer and try and roll under the corner, but I'm not positive on that, so we'll see how he throws this one.
curl, hard curl, curl, curl.
He's got better weight on this one, so we are seeing some finish.
Definitely going to get a piece. Might get close to the double. Oh, just misses the double. But might have got shot rock. Very close, very close. I think it's red.
Which is closer? Ours. Are you sure
Looks
about
like
that?
that's what they're indicating, so
100%. Look at it. I'm not.
No, you're not?
they're not sure out there.
I think so. Or do you want to ask
Does
the
look like
officials?
red to me, but
I'm pretty
if
calm.
you're not sure, you're probably going to have to come in and tap that, which actually makes it a pretty difficult shot.
Excuse me? We're allowed to ask which of these is closer, correct? No? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, no, he's asking about whether they can ask whether they're closer or not. You can't measure rocks till the end of the end, so he's going to have to make a decision right now whether he's shot or not, or he looks like he's not confident, so he's going to play something down to those 2 and try and tap him with hack weight and score his deuce that way.
Good news, he does not have to hit it very much. You move it 6, 7 inches to account for your rock you're hitting on the outside there. And
Light hack. 70-75, that's how fast? Okay, sounds good.
Aaron Solberg's last rock in the 6th end. Chance for 2.
Way wide, clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wide, wide, wide. Way wide. Curl. Needs to curl.
Looks like it's out there.
Curl.
Needs some finish. Makes contact with it. The shooter rolls out.
Well, that's how it goes.
That's 1 point. Makes it a 7-2 game after 6.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Everything I've worked for Everything I've sacrificed has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You can throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
Seventh end, Manitoba has a commanding 5-point lead at Newtana Curling Club, the under-18 curling championships.
Yeah, so Yukon was trying to throw a center guard there. Yukon lead was Roman Snyder was trying to throw a center guard there. Unfortunately slipped in the ring, so Manitoba's going to hit it.
Definitely Manitoba won't be disappointed that that one's in the house.
Looks like Hudson Strand's going to hit it on the nose and make a great shot. These days leads don't get to throw a lot of hits, so always good when you can see a lead know something.
Looks like both teams have a lot of time left. It's thinking time, so Yukon's got 7 minutes and Manitoba's got almost 11, so time won't be an issue here.
No, it shouldn't be. You definitely got to manage that with coach interactions because they get 34 minutes with no timeouts, so 4 extra minutes, but with the coach interactions, it can eat up a lot of time if you don't manage them properly. But the coaches here have done a great job in managing that and interacted when they needed to and left the teams play when they didn't. So I think they've done a great job. The coaches here seem very well prepared.
Shout out to the coaches. I've sat in those chairs out on the ice coaching and it is freezing.
Yeah, doesn't seem like you can ever put enough clothes on out there. And it is 30 below outside here in Saskatoon right now, so it's pretty cold on the ice. So yeah, they're definitely tough souls out there.
The cagey ones have the electric, the battery operated jackets to keep them warm.
Yeah.
So this might have been an opportunity to freeze again because they're down. They need to have rocks in play and try to create opportunities where they can score multiple points. So that might be an opportunity here just to throw a draw.
Yeah, especially since they're, T-line are very close to the T-line. I'm a little surprised the coach didn't come out there on this one and get him to play a freeze.
You just hate to use your interaction already, right? Because there might be a bigger shot later.
Sorry, Nico.
Yeah, definitely challenging, but
something they can talk about after the game. There'll be lots of debriefing with shots, and as we talked about, it's a tough especially these young skips. They're doing a lot out there, trying to read ice, read releases, call strategy, and it takes years and years to learn that.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Sure.
And usually a lot of heartbreak and losses you generally learn more by your losses than your wins. You take your wins and you sit on them and be happy, and your losses you tend to play through your head a few times more. So quite often you learn more by your losses than your wins. So they'll go through a lot of that over the next years.
Halfway. Well,
Manitoba would be happy just scoring 1 point here. That'd give them a 6-point lead and pretty much give them the game. All right, so we got a coach interaction.
Yeah, which I think is going to be a freeze this time. I have a strong feeling, but we'll see.
It's an opportunity. Let them hit their own rocks.
Yeah, we could do like
trying to eliminate yours. So I would just bump this 2 back and maybe just flop over a little bit. If they go to hit it, they might hit it onto that one, jam it. Okay, it's just straight draw.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to see, is the little freeze tap.
Just draw on top of theirs. Like 4, 5.
So with these championships, we are dealing with Nutana rocks. There's no Curling Canada rocks here.
Yeah, these are Nutana rocks. We've got great rocks here. These rocks are about 11 years old. We actually just flipped them over a couple weeks ago and conditioned them for this event. So they're actually, I'm pleasantly surprised, I guess, by what we're seeing with these rocks after just flipping them. So yeah, they're great.
So can you explain to the viewers what you mean by flipping?
So yeah, so we've got new rocks 11 years ago, like I say. So we only played with them on one side. So they were starting to get a little more on that running surface, and we were going to have to do some conditioning on them. So we decided to flip them over for now, and so we're hoping to get another 11 years out of that other side, because you got two good sides on a rock. They're both good running surfaces. And now we've got a fresh, new, basically like new rocks again. And yeah, they've been reacting very well. We've been using them in games for the last couple of weeks and testing them, and they seem very well matched. And so we're very, very happy with them.
Straight.
We always get good curl with these rocks when they're conditioned properly, which is the key. Now it's mainly about making the ice surface flat and making the rocks curl. You know, there was a time when a lot of ice makers were dishing ice and trying to get it, and then it was curl to the middle, but you had nothing to the wings. I would say that philosophy's changed over the last probably 10 years, and now it's all about making a nice flat surface and making the rocks curl, which I think has been a big change to curling for the better, because it certainly gets for better conditions.
Well, it's still, you'll find a lot of people get a little bit antsy when they say, "What are you doing with my rocks? You're actually touching them up. You're wrecking my rocks."
Yeah.
And that's a stigma that's been hard to get around.
It definitely has. I mean, you talk to clubs that don't understand it or haven't had any experience with it, and they're scared to touch the rocks. And it's like, if you're not touching your rocks, you're really wrecking your rocks, in my opinion, because they just get so dull. They just have no curl left in them. And it's really not a difficult process. If you watch them do it, it's basically one piece of sandpaper. They have a jig, and you can do, it's basically a very simple up and down, back and forth with the rock on the sandpaper. And then you change your sandpaper every rock, so you have the same roughness to each pass. And then it's amazing what they'll do. And you can be more aggressive. You can do what they call a 2-pass, where you just go up and back, or you can do a 4-pass where you go up and back with a turn. Or we actually did a 6-pass on these rocks before this event, which is a fairly aggressive pass, which is actually 3 slides on them, up and back. So, but they really look like it's been a good move. So again, our ice maker and our manager do a lot of work and pay a lot of attention, and Lawrence and Corey, to the ice. Their belief is, and it really has paid off in the last 10 years of having great ice, has made our club strong, and we've been growing our membership for the last 10 years. So and we really believe that's been the strength. And we get teams from all over the country coming here to practice. And all over, in fact, a lot of the world teams across the world come here and practice when they're in town or in the area for an event. So
yeah, definitely. As we said, we've played here for a lot of years, and we consider it very fortunate to have such great ice conditions that you can make anything out here.
Yeah, we're really spoiled.
So we definitely have some rocks in play here. Manitoba still seems to have the edge with where the rocks are positioned, but when you're down, beggars can't be choosers. You want rocks in play, and you want to take your chances.
Yeah. Yeah, they got 3 guards up there and 5 rocks in the ring, so you can't ask much more than that when you're 5 down.
At this point, they're probably going to need a steal or 2 just to kind of keep the game going here.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, there's definitely a pocket here.
Yeah, if they can come in and freeze in there and freeze tap, they do have a chance to generate a couple points here.
So we have Aaron's first rock of the 7th end. He's hoping he can get both of these rocks to be counting.
Sure. Sounds good.
Haven't noticed any decrease in speed from the ice. It's been holding up really well.
Yeah, this one will be a good one to test that on. Got a stopwatch on this one, so we'll see if that's ice is held up, but it sure looks like it is.
Yes, straight.
Yeah, we're still timing over 15 here, so
Wow, that's
it's
fantastic.
a really nice service, and look, we're not seeing any kind of fudging coming in here.
No, and that was back 8 foot probably, so that's fantastic. Good shot. Great shot. It's going to be tough to get that one out. And he looks like he might have a shot rock. It's very close, but it looks red to me.
It's very close. I think we guarded, right? You want to just guard? I don't mind the guard. Okay.
They're talking about guarding it. I mean, and honestly, if he gives up 1 point here,
It's not the
that's exactly what he's discussing right now, is probably not the end of the
Yours
world.
did not move.
If he gives him 2,
This is also a draw.
keeps him in the game for sure.
Yeah, I like that.
Definitely with a 5-point lead, they're in great shape. Stealing 1 is nothing at this point, but trying to limit it to just 1.
Good veteran call on this one, because a lot of
Just
teams
the
would be
guard.
really
We're not sure who shot.
aggressive
but
to
if we
get
give
that
him
one out, and
that's
it's
not the
very hard to
thing.
get that one out at this point.
A lot of the games are wrapping up already here.
Yeah.
We've got about half the sheets done, with a little more than half done, and 4 out of the 7 have finished, and we're just going to be completing the rest of the 3 shortly here.
We're going to try and guard these 2, and they're honestly not sure who shot rock, so to get 1 or give up 1, I don't think would be brokenhearted with either result.
Right here. It's got a curl.
So Daryl, can you talk about the number of teams that you have here? It's quite a large number, and any challenges with that?
Yeah, it is a large amount of teams. It's interesting because there's multiple teams from a number of provinces, so there's 21 ladies teams, girls teams, and 21 men's teams. So 3 pools in each men's and women's division. A lot of provinces have 2 teams, which is great because you're giving these young curlers this kind of exposure and this kind of experience is what Curling Canada is after, and I think that's great. It does pose somewhat of challenges. You've got a lot of hotel rooms, you've got a lot of flights coming in, you got a lot of logistics, and certainly, trying to get opening ceremonies with 42 teams is challenging. Getting them all in one picture even is challenging, so we're all working on all that. Unfortunately, we've got, I think, 5 teams that are still trying to get here from the Maritimes mainly because of all the storms in the east. So we're trying to adjust the draw right now so that they don't miss any games. But again, some of we're just still trying to get them here. So there's still some things in flux. But yeah, 42 teams is a lot of teams.
Looks like Aaron does have an opportunity here. Angled raise to set 2, which would be Exactly what he was looking for when he came to throw his first rock, was to have both those rocks count.
Yeah, this would be a great shot if he can make this one.
Outside, outside. Outside, way outside.
Looks like he's a little full on this one.
Just leave it, just leave it.
Yeah, threw it probably harder than he needed to.
Sorry, guys.
Does seem on this ice any outward motion with weight, and it's not coming back.
No, it's not coming back. And you take your sweepers out of play, which is another piece of that, right? When you throw that big weight, the sweepers can't manage much with that. It's kind of where you throw it is where you're going to get. So he certainly didn't need to throw that much weight at that one, but that'll be probably again something they talk about after the game. And throwing the right weight for the right shot for the shot is key, and something these teams will be learning.
Because there's no real risk here.
No, you just gotta get like here.
Yeah. Worst we do is give them one.
Yeah.
So they're just looking at whether they're going to play a shot to remove that red stone off the top of the button.
And if Red's already counting, there's really zero risk here, because he's not giving them two.
Yeah, as long as you're hitting the yellow one in there, it shouldn't be a problem.
I like this. You like it? Okay.
Then you want to play it onto this one.
I guess the only way is if he takes all those yellows out at the back of the house. There is a 2 comes into play. If he hits this on the nose, it's probably still hard. He's going to have to move 4 yellows out of the 8-foot. But I think we've used that term before, that there's no risk, and it's came to bite us a few times. So.
Yeah, we remember playing in O'Brien. We said, well, you can play this because you're never going to. And I think all our rocks just moved like 7 or 8 inches out, and they got a big steal.
Yep, I remember that one very well. It was in Halifax in 2010.
It just shows you, after all the years all of us have played, you don't know every angle.
No.
And no curler can. It's the way rocks react, and the striking bands, and the drags and everything else. It's there is some ambiguity there,
Which is what makes the game great, I think.
No, like at worst we give them 1.
Yeah, I honestly don't think he can even get to the nose of this one, which I think would be his risk of taking multiple rocks out of there. So I think he's probably right. There's minimal risk for this.
Curl. That's the curl.
Oh, no.
This one's definitely out there. Needs some finish. Although his weight is quieter.
Oh, he's going to roll it in for... Oh, it spun out. He almost rolled it in for shot rock, but now they're probably going to measure those 2, it looks like.
You gonna measure?
Measure 4-1.
So we're going to put the officials to work here. Officials are probably getting a little tired by this point of the day too. We've got 4 draws a day here, starting at 8:30 in the morning and practice at 8. So it's a long day for everybody, and the officials, unlike the players, don't usually get that many breaks. So it's a long day for them. So hopefully they're still not too tired that this measure goes well.
Are you supplying them with lots of coffee and
muffins
and all the fixins?
Oh yeah, they got coffee and usually the odd donut thrown their way. So Kevin's usually happy. He's out there right now.
Great view there, almost to the 4. We're thinking it's red. Let's see how close we are. Oh yeah,
definitely red.
The James Neufeld rock. That's a steal of 1 for UConn. In the 7th end, are they going to continue play?
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You can throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
The Canadian curling trials. The thing we cried for, fought for, thrown 1,000 rocks for. The podium, just out of reach. But we can almost taste the gold medals in our teeth. Defiant, we take down giants with nothing but the stones in our hands. And in the stands, they wait and see who among us will earn the right to wear the maple leaf.
All right, lots of action here. We're in the 8th end now with a 4-point lead for Manitoba.
Halfway. Okay, just here. It'll get there. Yeah, just there, that's fine.
Couple of loud yelling going on here on the sheet beside us. I didn't see what happened.
No, I missed all that too.
Lots of action between Manitoba and Alberta on the men's side.
Like back line. I like back line.
Being 4 up now with Hammer coming home. Looks like Manitoba's going to play a tick, and he can do that now because that rock didn't stop on the center line.
Back line.
So they're playing back line and just trying to move it
Good back line.
towards the edge.
Girl. Oh, see.
Looks pretty close.
Yeah, it's going to really depend on the weight here.
Well, there's lots of action. Those rocks are so live. Oh, he's got a great shot.
Oh,
Beautiful.
that was a great shot.
The advantage of that is now he can hit that guard, the yellow guard on his next one.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's his own rock, he can remove that one. So that was a great shot.
415, 420.
It's another one where probably a little more experience. Yukon might have tried to guard that one on the center line, that guard, get 2 guards up, and then make it more difficult for him to remove that rock. But again, that'll be something he'll learn as he goes.
Yeah, at this point, you want lots of rocks in play, and you want to try to eliminate any way they can take rocks out.
Real nice.
There's a great come around. Beautiful weight.
Yeah, it was great. Great draw by Roman.
Yeah.
I think we've seen a lot of great shots from both teams. It's just, as curling is, it's just the odd miss at the wrong time can really affect the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh. Yep.
Okay, so we're trying to run back here.
Roll it away.
Well, they've opened up that red in the ring, so that's a good shot. So Daryl, can you mention how many volunteers you have for this event?
Yeah, we've got a great volunteer group here. Probably got about 80 volunteers for this event. We really get a good following, help from our Nutana members. They step up to the plate very easily. So we've got a good group, and they're doing everything from running the door for people coming in, helping with the ice, because we've got 4 draws a day here. We've got some extra help for the ice makers. We've got people selling 50/50s and raffle tickets, and a lot of people doing everything from cleaning, vacuuming, making sure the players are comfortable. So yeah, we've got a great volunteer group here. Don Mitchell and his family, his daughter Jessica and his son and his wife are all involved. They've spent countless hours here managing the volunteers and helping them, and so really thanks to Don and his whole family actually what they do, and he takes it off our plate and just does everything on that side. So
Hard.
Well, Nutana's had a real good success story with a number of events they've hosted. The leagues are full. They're making money. It's just a real showcase for how to run a curling club.
yeah, it really is. Corey Kowach, our manager's done a fantastic job with that, and yeah, it's been very successful. And getting these now, we're starting to pay more attention and trying to get these provincial and national events, just to even showcase our club even more. And that's been fun and really good for our club.
So Coach John Solberg is giving a little tip there again to play a freeze, try to keep rocks in play, try to find ways where they can jam your rock and give you chances for getting more rocks in there.
Hard for weight. Hard up, right up. Okay. Yeah, call line, look. Call line, Roman. Try, Nico.
Well, we're at the point where they're running out of rocks. They need to pound 4 here to keep this going.
Yeah, I don't think guards are an option anymore. Now they're going to have to start getting them in there and hope for the best. I think as much as anything, they're probably continuing to play just because it is their first game on this ice, like we stated earlier, and they're just trying to learn as much as they can for their next game, and the next game's coming up. So good move, I think, by the coach to keep them playing. It's late, and they're probably tired and had a lot of travel the last couple days, but it's good for them to keep out there and learning.
All right, so we've only got 4 more rocks left, and they need to count all of them.
No, just freeze. Yeah. We're gonna get them all. Watch this.
All the other sheets are done. This is the last remaining game of the evening.
Line's good.
A lot more quiet in the stands now.
Yeah, I think it's starting to clear out here.
Close, clean.
As everybody's got a bright and early start tomorrow morning again. So.
Curl. Curl, 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 curl.
Yeah, practice at 8 in the morning makes for a
straight up now.
quick day to get things going. You gotta have practice. You gotta have your breakfast. You gotta get ready. You gotta get out here. Probably a good hour before practice time.
Yeah, teams are usually showing up here by 7:30 for an 8:30 game. So yeah, they got to get up early.
It's a lot of prep that's involved for these teams, and it's not just on the ice. It's quite a lot of work to come out to an event like this and succeed.
Well, yeah, and I guarantee you these teams have managers, probably parent managers, managing logistics and probably meals and trying to get them to eat healthy, and that's all being preached to these kids at an early age now. So
we had a little bit of a jam there. Gives them a bit of hope, but we're at the point now where they're not going to be able to throw any guards, so it'll be an open hit for Manitoba.
Well, actually, by jamming that one in the house, he actually has 3 rocks left, so
you were right.
So he actually has more hope.
Could throw a guard yet.
Looks like it's coming in, though. He's going to have to get some wide open misses now.
You're good there, Nico. You're good there. Whoa, careful. All right, take it right up. Take it right, far as it goes.
Good shot. The crowd goes wild.
You like Peel?
Let's also remember this game's televised. That's not an easy thing to play in front of cameras and to be critiqued and to be every shot you make. You know, someone's going to see it and say, well, I didn't like that call or this call. It's a tough thing.
Yeah, and they're also probably maybe the first time they've worn mics, which is, you know, takes a while to get used to. So we got skips and vice skips mic'd as well as the coaches. So hopefully you've been hearing some of that as the broadcast goes on, and that's the nice part about curling is you get some of that discussion that you can hear firsthand by the players. So.
Sorry. How is this guy still?
There was a nice double.
No.
Officially will end the game.
Yeah.
Whether they keep playing, I'm not sure.
That's it, right?
Here more. Curls nicely here. Good.
Let's see if Aaron can get another one behind these guards.
Whoa. They're wide. It looks like it's going down. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. Curl to bury. Bury. Okay, well, take a look. Yeah, bury it. Yeah, curl buried.
This one curling.
Yep. Stay on it.
I'm going to leave it mostly open, it looks like.
Do I need to throw?
Really nice weight.
Oh, it looks like they're going to shake hands after all, since they're technically ran them out of rocks.
So we have the final 7-3 for Manitoba. Thanks for tuning in at the Nutana Curling Club. We'll see you tomorrow.